What is up, Daniel? How you doing today? I wanted to respond to your question on the small business group. There we go. The small business group um, owners united deal on Facebook here. Now, you posted this um, a couple hours ago, and when I checked an hour ago before I started doing this video, so you had gotten like 125 comments. So you'd gotten 125 comments within an hour, which I thought was pretty, remarkable. Now, I have been in this business group a while, and I have noticed that a majority of the people in here, or the majority of the people who are active in here, are the people that you were directly talking about. So just for the people watching this video who don't know what the question is, does anyone ever actually hire the small business experts here? That PM people, like personal message people offering to take their business to the next level? Has that type of thing ever actually helped anyone? I'm not hating on them. They're hustlers and I respect it. I'm just genuinely curious if anyone has ever really seen real growth because of something like that. Now, that's a great question. I mean, I wonder that too. I can't answer that question specifically. But what I can do is I can give you an idea of what somebody of my caliber would do, somebody that's much better than me would do, and kind of like the range of your options, because I know that I've done some research and I looked at your business, and I did some homework, and I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do to improve, whether you choose me or anybody else, that you can kind of talk to and be like, hey, look, these are the things, these are the goals, this is what I want to accomplish. And this stuff that I'm going to talk about is going to make sense to you just because of examples that I give. So we're now there are real people in this group that do really good work, and the first one that comes to mind is this guy called Matt Nobbs, and he does Fan Bites. So he is the marketing director of Fan Bites, and this company, we'll go to their website, is doing really well. They focus on Generation Z, and their target market is like people on TikTok, very young people, 13 to 25, is their spectrum. And now this website it's beautifully well done. It's got some great videos. Now they claim to be, make sure I can get this in the frame. They claim to be partnered with Apple Music, Sony Music, McDonald's, Paramount. Anybody can put a thumbnail on their website. That's not very hard to do. But if they are, then that's really amazing. That's incredible. And I can tell you that just based off of what I've seen, I know that this type of stuff is going to be working for them. Like, I know it's going to work very well, actually. So then they've got case studies and all this stuff. So there are people in this group that do really good work. Now, is this guy going to DM you? Probably not. He's probably too busy doing work. And am I going to DM you? I might send you this video, but I wouldn't DM you like everybody else. So I'm producing these videos as part of a series on YouTube for people who would like to learn how to do kind of what I do on their own. And so if I go to your Facebook page, oops, sorry, that's your actual Facebook page. All right, if I go to your business Facebook page, I go here, I can see an example of your work. That's good. But what I don't see is perspective. Now, to me, because of, it looks like this was taken on a 100 millimeter lens, really tight, in a product setting environment, and or they were cut out. Looks like they even did like a Photoshop cutout around the edges because it was a little bit darker. The white paper wasn't completely white, blown out like they wanted it to be, FFFFF style hex code. So to me, these look really thick. They look thicker than a Snicker, dude. So I know that most women, when they get their watches, they want it to be as slim and they want to look as petite as possible. So if your market is at all women, this would this is a very huge deterrent here, because they don't want to feel fat. They don't want something that's going to be really thick. So when you go to Amazon, this is smart. We'll talk about that in a second. Amazon, and you go to Apple genuine. I don't even know how to spell genuine leather strap. Yeah, see, genuine, misspelled that. There you go. Fat. Move the I over. Put an E in there. I wasn't even close, but they got it. Amazon's got my back. All right. So, I can see very clearly how this would look in perspective to the watch, which is a big deal. Now, people might not be using this on their Apple Watch, but at your price point, and I'm just gonna be honest with you here, at your price point, it would either be an Apple Watch or a Rolex, and I don't think people wearing a Rolex are gonna switch to leather. I mean, they might. You could pitch that. You can convince them to do that. I lost your website. Where'd it go? I lost your website. We don't need that. I need your website. About. Okay, so here we are on your website again. These just look huge to me. Now, really, people are going to be looking at this on their, let's say, iPhone X, right? 100%. This is what people are seeing when they come to your website. Now, it's not bad, very responsive, but just know that like 96% of people who are searching for this are on their phone. So this is kind of the format that they'll see. We'll go back to responsive just because I'm not on my phone. I'm on a computer. So you've got, every detail is done, checked and double checked by a small team of perfectionists in Franklin, Tennessee. Dude, I already knew this because I wouldn't be doing this video if you weren't, but I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm right next to you. White Bridge Road and West End. There's St. Thomas. I'm right. I live next to St. Thomas Hospital. So that's where I'm at. Just to say hi. But yeah, dude. So what's the purpose of this website? It's hopefully to sell your product, right? Hopefully that's what you're trying to do. Now, what people are going to look for immediately is the price. Custom products, and so you could bracket it into 2 custom products and ready-to-wear products. So the ready-to-wear, I assume this is in your inventory. You've got one. It's $105. Okay, it's $105. If we go to Amazon, these are like 25, 15, 13, 15, 9, 18. Are these, and I can see this, and the big thing here is I can see the size and what it looks like respectively to the product that I'll be wearing it with. Now this is interchangeable. So you might have a Rolex, you might have an Apple Watch, you might have whatever you want, but I would want to see this on all the different product options out there on the market. And right now it's resting on a pair of pants or something similar. I don't know. But am I convinced from your pitch that this leather is worth $105? Actually, if we go in here, I noticed this, choose Apple Watch size. It's going to cost me an extra $15 to get the hardware for the Apple Watch. An extra $15 to get the hardware for the Apple Watch installed onto the thing. So now we're up to $120, and I doubt this includes shipping. So am I sold on $120 plus shipping product here when I can get it from Amazon? I mean, this is your competition. I'm just being serious. So if you want to sell somebody on the quality of your stuff, you've got to sell them. And right now you've got one line, an image of you hand doing it yourself by hand on some what looks to and appears to be some super thick material. I mean, that's just the way it's coming across. And then I can kind of see it in your hand to get more perspective, but I still can't see the thickness of it, which is important. It should be as Really, it should be petite if you want to read. I mean, thick for men, petite for women. Kind of. That's your goal. So what I do for stuff like this is this is a company, and they sell. So you've got salt, you've got chlorine pools, salt pools, and then this guy sells hydrodynamic cavitation pools. It's a big jump from salt to hydrodynamic cavitation. I mean, that's a huge jump. So what does that mean? What is hydrodynamic? I mean, this is a huge consumer curve, education curve. So from the moment that somebody's introduced to your brand to understanding what you do and understanding all the benefits of it, I mean, there's so much information here. It's unreal. And we did this little chart to show the difference between chlorine, salt, and HD. And then, we've got some fun stuff going on here. But this is a single scroller. And I mean, you can't click through. There's the hero page here. You can't click through and get, to different pages of the website. I think it's like 12 pages in total. I got a, ask questions here kind of thing. You can come and contact me. I'll answer it. It's pulled up on my third monitor here. But, and then we got videos. So you can watch these videos
If you're
where I'm talking, and I got some videos going on here. More videos that I created, videos that other people created, like the science show. So they talk about cavitation and the science. This is National Geographic. They talk about, so there's a lot of tools here to help educate the customer before they get to the price tag of $1,250 for the product. And because if I said HD pools, $1,250 for this product, people would click away because there's no value built there. There's no value built there. They don't know why it's $1,250 for this plastic tube that doesn't move, that doesn't have any electricity. It doesn't make sense. It literally is just like, well, that sounds like snake oil or, black magic, and I'm not paying out of pocket for that, And so a lot of people don't understand the science of how this works yet. So there's a huge education there. But for you, it's just building value in the quality of your very simple, people understand what this is, but there's still things that you can do. And then we haven't even talked about like the actual, how powerful Shopify is compared to like a custom website. So a couple things, Shopify is going to have a lot of generated code that's a deterrent for Google SEO. And then there's actually no schema or SEO tools in Shopify for you to be able to expand and become more competitive with everybody else. So if I type in, Apple Watch bands near me, do you come up? We'll find out. I got Target, I got Best Buy, I got Apple Green Hills. I don't see you. I don't see Beckett, right? So if you could get here, that would be ideal. Can the people that are PMing you in this small business group get you there? I don't know. I doubt it. Can I get you here? What I could do is, this takes time. Target, Best Buy, Apple, they've been in business for a long time. But what I can do is, when people are scrolling through Facebook or Instagram after they've purchased an Apple Watch, you can target that person and say, hey, look, would you like to upgrade your band? People are already thinking about it. As people are looking for Apple Watches, they're thinking about, well, what band would go good with it, right? So you need to target those people and then build your product, introduce your brand. 17 times is the minimum amount for people to be familiar with your brand, and pitch them on why yours is better, and they should pay hundreds of dollars for a custom band opposed to 15 off of Amazon. And that's a hard pitch. But if you can do it, and if you know exactly how much it costs for you to do it, right? Does it cost you $5, $10, $20? How much money does it cost you to advertise and to sell one of your products in order to liquefy your inventory? If you knew that number, then you know exactly how much inventory you can buy and purchase all the materials that you need, got people, your team to make the products, and then quickly, you could quickly liquefy it, or you could do it how you're doing it now, which is kind of more passively, just kind of have, a website up that's not doing much for you other than they could buy it if they wanted to, but it's not selling people. Like you gotta sell people on your stuff, man. And it's not You're not selling it. Who else can do kind of what I'm talking about? Gish, Sherwood, and Friends. These guys are the top 10 in the nation, and they're in Nashville. These guys have actually just recently updated their website. They moved from WordPress to a custom build. And the reason why they did that is to follow the same kind of one-page scroll type deal that most people are doing nowadays, and to put a lot of information in there. So they've got these guys actually do. My dad's friends with the COO of this company, and these guys are undoubtedly working with Firestone, Titans, Hunt's Pizza Brothers, Brother Pizza, ACA Healthcare. They're working with UT Medical as well. That's not on here, but they're also on there. Prime Now. I mean, these guys are the top of the top of the top. But their minimums are like, this is wow, that's awesome. But their minimum budget a month is probably $50,000 to do what they do. So, and that's a month, and their contracts are probably 12 months long. So, do some quick math, and they are out of the price range for most people. But they got 100 people on their team, and this is the kind of work that really works well, because every single shot, every single graphic, every single text, every single font is eligible, readable. The UT Medical, there you go, you got them. Now, and it's clean, and it's clear, and it's engaging, and it's fun, and this is exactly what I do. I don't have a team of 100 people. I just kind of do it myself, and it takes me a little bit longer than some other people. Like they could get you everything done in a month, where me working by myself would take me about 3. So they work very fast. Maybe people do it in a couple weeks. I don't even know. I've never hired them. I've never had the budget to be able to hire them, so I don't know, the results that they get. But I do know that they're doing really good work. But you can reverse engineer all of the stuff that they're doing, and you can find out what works. And so when you start advertising on Facebook, right, this is the big thing. Once you start investing in Facebook, man, there's a whole algorithm set. And if your stuff isn't engaging, and people aren't watching it, and people are disengaged, and it's not good content, Facebook's going to know, and they're going to charge you more to put that ad in front of other people. But if it's engaging and it keeps people on their platform, and people are sharing that stuff, then your stuff is going viral. And then Facebook's like, dude, you're producing content that's going viral. Well, instead of charging you $10 per click, we'll charge you 20 cents, And that's exactly what's happening with the Facebook advertising that I've done with Aquastaser. We can go into, there's a platform that he pays for. It's called OMG Visibility. Now they're really good at kind of the Facebook. They simplify the whole Facebook deal. Oh, I wanted to go to OMG Visibility login. Login. So if we go into here, we've unfortunately paused the campaign for right now, but you can see the results. If we go to advertising intelligence, right? You can see how many people that scrolled and saw the ad, or maybe they didn't see it, maybe they scrolled past it, whatever. And then how many people that it propagated on their website. Because if I go on Facebook right now and I just go homepage and I start scrolling, right, I'm going to read some stuff, but I completely just missed that ad that was right up there. I just went straight to, some of the other stuff that I was, that's on my feed, right? But I completely missed the ad. So they paid for an impression, but I didn't even bother watching it, right? So that's going to count towards one of these impressions, right? Now, when people start watching it and then they click through to the website because they saw that they saw the video, it propagated, they saw it, they watched it, and then they clicked through to the website. Well, that's a 2.69 click-through rating. Now, this is supposedly very high, and I know that it's high because the ad cost per click is down to 20 cents, from $5. So that's incredible. So that means if you have a budget of $585, right, you're going to get at cost per click, you're going to get five times more the reach, right? That's very quick math. 5 times more the reach. If it was $1, you know, and 5 times more the reach means that you're just getting more opportunities to sell more people. So it kind of goes viral in a way. And you know, out of the 14,000 people that have seen it, 14 people have shared it. So 1 out of every 1,000 is sharing the video that they're watching. So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about viral marketing. That's kind of, you know, what does it take in order to get to that point where your content goes viral? And that's hard. That's hard to do. And there's a lot that goes into that. But if you can figure that out, or if you can hire somebody like me to do that for you, then that's where you're going to be in business. And so then once you start paying for people to come to your website, you want to make sure that, you know, if you send 1,000 people here, how many people are going to purchase your inventory? How many people are going to buy, right? Is it 1 out of 1,000? Is it 1 out of 100,000? Or is it 1 out of 10, right? And so finessing and creating a website that's geared toward actually selling people and building value in the product that you have, especially at a price tag that's, dare I say, almost 10 times the amount that they can find on Amazon. That's a big step, man. And I don't know how long you've been in business or if this is a side hustle or what, but if you're looking to take this and kind of, you know, really make this a real thing, you're going to want to figure stuff like this out. And you're not, you know, and it's just like a chain. You know, if you've got a chain and you're pulling this chain super taut, if you're pulling it super taut, right? I don't have any chains on me, unfortunately. I don't have any chains on me. But if one of those links, like if one of those chain links are broken, then the whole system is broken. So you need to make sure that every single one of those is very strong, and every point at which you're advertising to your audience is very strong. So the minute that they see it, the first impression, the first 7 seconds that they're watching, you know, the video or reading the graphic on the photo, whatever, that has to be very strong. And then it has to convert as many people as possible. And you have to start baiting information. So when I say baiting information or baiting what people are looking for, right, for you, it's probably the price tag. How much? You know, it's probably one of the biggest questions that people are going to ask. And so think of it this way. But you want to kind of like carrot on a stick, you know, and build the value until they get the carrot. And then once they get the carrot, enough value has had to be built in order for them to buy it. So it's got to make sense. You know, it's got to make sense in their head. And I'm not there, man. Just straight up, I'm not there. My girlfriend bought an Apple Watch, and I would love to get her a custom band. She didn't buy it. She was gifted an Apple Watch for Christmas. And as much as I would love to give her a custom product, man, I mean, I think some of these are really, you know, I think she liked this one. But I don't know, she might like that one. I think she's been more into the olive green lately. So I like this one a lot. I like this print on here. I think that's kind of amazing. I love that kind of deal. That's super cool. But it takes a while, you know, you have to build a lot of value. And one of the reasons why I'm taking such an interest into this is because aesthetically pleasing products do very well with visual content. So videos and photos, I mean, they do very well. If you don't have an aesthetically pleasing product like this product right here, it's not very aesthetically pleasing, right? I mean, it's a plastic tube that you put in your pool. There's no aesthetic there. So I have to build content around the product, and it's much harder than a product that's already aesthetically pleasing. So this would be much easier to do kind of in the line of work that I do than other products on the market. So that's kind of the whole thing. But there's a lot of things that you can do to improve as a review, schema, build a custom website, you know, that's not using WordPress as a platform or anything that generate like real code. Real code goes a long way with Google. I mean, you get into the very top. 90% of the internet is WordPress. 90%, and then there's another, you know, five, 5 to 9%, 5 to 7%, whatever, of like Shopify, Squarespace, and then like very very small percent is actual raw code without any kind of, CMS customizer builder type thing. And so you get that, and then you're already kind of ahead of the curve, like you're in that top percentile. And so that would be a big changer. But then the user experience that people have when they come to your store, like, it should be like they're stepping into a McLaren. When you step into a McLaren or a Rolls Royce or something, that's an experience, right? When you get into a Honda or a Toyota, it's a task. And so you want this to be more of an experience than a task. And that's going to help. That environment is going to help build that value in your product. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to improve. Now, is anybody on this small business owners platform going to be able to do it? Yeah, there's lots of people on here who could do it. Are any of those people capable of doing it that are DMing you? I don't know, man. Let me know. I'd love to get your feedback on that. And it sounds to me that you already kind of know, based off the tonality of the way that you kind of did that. You're kind of like, it's a little bit of a smear, which is fine. I get it. And I've been there. It's just kind of, it is a turnoff. The way that people are marketing is a turnoff, and those kind of people aren't going to be doing very well in the long term. But that's 30 minutes from me, man. So there's your 30, and I will be moving on to doing some actual work. Getting my day started at 11:45. I woke up, I went to bed last night at like around 3. Woke up at around 9. 6 hours, man. 6 hours is the way to go. So, yeah, working. I got that work-induced insomnia. I can't even sleep, dude. I'm thinking about work all the time. Thinking about how I'm selling different products. Thinking about how I'm selling different, stuff. Thinking about different tools that I can use. Like SmartLook is a great one that I use. SmartLook is it allows you to get a recording, like an actual recording, like a video recording of people and how they're spending their time when they come to your website. So it records their session, and you can see. So you can adjust, your website based off of how people are interacting with your website. So if you see people kind of getting deterred by something, or if they're not completely sold yet, there's a lot of different tricks that you can use in order to maximize that experience and to maximize your budgeting dollars, or go viral. There's a lot. I specialize in creating content that kind of goes viral on its own. So a lot of times you don't have to pay for it. It just kind of takes off by itself. And there's a science behind why people share things. And if you can tap into that, then you're tapping into human behavior, and that's really powerful. I mean, you've got a tech side and you've got a psychology side of the way the human mind works, and if you can combine those together, then you get your top companies like Uber and Apple and all these other top, IBM. It's more tech side. IBM's more tech side, but yeah. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Bye.